Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Jenny and today I'm going to do a full face makeup look using only drugstore products. As you can see, I'm completely barefaced, so let's go ahead and start with the base. To get started, I'm going to go ahead and use the e.l.f. primer mist. What I like to do, instead of just spraying it on my face, I like to spray it into my hands and then rub it in. Next, I'm going to go in with the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. I am in the shade Soft Beige, and what I'm going to do is directly take the little spatula. Oh, there's cat hair in there. Life of a pet owner. But what I'm going to do is take the spatula that comes with it and just go ahead and make some silly looking marks on my face. And none of the brushes I use are going to be drugstore, unfortunately. I don't have a lot of drugstore brushes. So to blend this out, I'm using the Sigma F80 Flat Top Kabuki. And I am just going to blend all of that in. I usually don't wear foundation, but this foundation is lightweight enough that I like it, and it's not too heavy on the skin. I think it has decent coverage too, and since it's Wet n Wild, it's super affordable. Taking the butt end of the EcoTools blending sponge, I'm just going to go over all of that just to soak up any extra product that may be lingering on the skin, just to take away some of the heaviness. Going in with the NYX HD Concealer in the shade, what is the shade? In the shade Porcelain, I'm going to conceal my under eyes. I'm going to go in a little triangle motion. And I like to put it right here on the edges of my nose because I get red. And then I like to put it down the center of my nose. A little bit on the chin. And then I do whatever that is. And then I spot conceal. I have a couple places that need spot concealed. Then I'm going to blend it out with the EcoTools blending sponge. For the flatter parts of my face, like the chin and the forehead, I'll use the butt end, but anything else I use the larger flat side. See just how effortlessly this blended out? Like, look at that. Like, it's already blended just with this flat side. It's amazing. Next, I'm going to bake with the Coty Airspun powder in translucent extra coverage, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a dampened Real Technique sponge and I'm just going to dip it into the powder and then press it into the places that I think needs baked, which is going to be under my eyes and then my T-zone, because my T-zone is super oily, and so I want it to be set extra so it can combat the oils in my skin better. I know I look silly right now, but while my face bakes, I'm going to go ahead and do my eyebrows. And to do my eyebrows, I'm going in with the e.l.f. eyebrow pencil in the shade Taupe. And it has a spoolie on one end and the color on the other. So what I'm going to do is brush my brows into place with the spoolie and fill them in as needed. This brow is my finicky brow, so I have to fill it in more on the edges than the other brow. I have some bald spots where hair just don't grow. So now that both of my brows have been filled in, I'm going to take the NYX Control Freak Brow Gel, and what I like to do is take the tip of it and run it through the brow hairs and then comb them up. And then whatever hairs I have sticking out, I like to just kind of tame back into place. This is going to give the brow like a more fluffy kind of feel as opposed to like the sculpted Instagram brow. I just don't think those look good on my face, so I like the more natural, fluffy brow. Going in with the Luxie Tapered highlighter brush, I'm just going to take whatever powder is left in the cap and then kind of tap it off and then dust away the bake. Taking the Luxie large powder brush and the Wet n Wild Photo Focus pressed powder in the shade Neutral Buff, I'm going to just powder the rest of the face that wasn't baked, just so that foundation will set. Then what I like to do once I get all my base powder set is take a little bit of setting spray just to kind of tone the powder down. This is the Maybelline setting spray. I'm trying to use it up. Now what I'm going to do is contour. And I'm going to take the contour shade out of the e.l.f. contour palette. As you can see, it's one of my favorite contour shades. And on the Luxie small contour brush, I'm just going to take that and hollow out my cheekbones. Whatever's left on the brush, I'm just going to take down the sides of my nose just to give it a little tiny bit more shape, but nothing too dramatic. Now what I'm going to do is bronze, and I'm going to take the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in the shade Bronzer. This is one of my favorite bronzers ever. It smells like summer. It is so good. And on the Luxie Tapered Face Brush, I'm just going to swirl it in. I'm going to bronze right on top of that contour, just to give the face a little more warmth. I'm going to take it into the hairline, just to kind of make my big forehead a little smaller looking. And I'm going to take it a little bit on the jawline, give it a little more definition, get rid of this double chin hopefully. And then taking my powder brush, just going to kind of blend those colors together. For blush, I'm going to use the Flower Beauty Flower Pot Blush in the shade Sweet Pea. Look how cute that is. It reminds me a lot of the Milani blushes. Using the large angled Luxie brush, I'm just going to swirl it in here a little bit and apply it to the apples and then kind of fading it back. And if it looks like I'm applying a lot of blush, it's because I am, because my face eats blush. I have to apply a lot in order for it to stay. I like to apply my highlighter last. I don't really know why. I just do. So for now, we're going to move on to the eyes. Moving on to the eyes, I'm going to start by tightlining with the ColourPop liner in Swerve. I know it's not good to pull on your eyelid like that, but I have no idea how else to do my eyeliner, because I can't do it like that. To prime my lids, I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Eyeshadow Primer. This primer is a really good dupe for the Urban Decay Primer Potion. I'm just going to put that all over my lids. Kind of up into the crease a little bit. For eyeshadow, I'm going to go into the e.l.f. Mad for Matte palette. Just a lot of really nice matte shadows. And I'm going to take a flat shader brush, and I'm just going to take this first shade right here to set the primer. Taking a fluffy brush, I'm going to go into the third shade, which is this nice light brown, and I'm going to put that in the crease or for me, it's kind of above the crease since my eyes are hooded. And then I'm going to take it into the outer V a little bit and blend it all about. Taking a Sedona lace brush, blending out the edges. Taking this reddish brown shade, I'm gonna do basically the same thing. I kind of want it to be a warm eye. I'm gonna take it onto the lid a little more though. Taking a smaller, more concentrated brush, I'm going to go into this darker brown. Put it right here in the outer area, into the actual crease of my eye for depth. Now what I'm going to do is take the ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in the shade Weenie. It's so pretty. All over the lid. And for that, I'm just going to take my middle finger and pat it all over the lid. Not the outer corner, but just from the center in. I'm going to take my pinky and just kind of go in a little more into the inner corner. Taking that Sedona lace, I'm just going to go in and blend the corners, or the edges I mean, so they're not harsh. And I'm going to take that little more precise blending brush, I'm going to go into that darker brown again and just blend the outer corners. For an added pop, I'm going to take the ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in the shade Girly, and I'm going to pop it on the center of my lids and on the inner corner. So for the center of my lids, I'm just going to use my pinky again. Just pop it right there on the center. Might as well just use my pinky for the inner corners as well. With an angled brush, I'm going to go into this more chocolatey brown down here towards the end, and I'm going to kind of rub it, kind of make it like a smoky liner. I'm going to take it all the way in. I'm going to take this tiny little pointed eyeliner brush, and I'm just going to go back into that dark shade and just kind of more precisely just kind of fluff it out on the corners out here. I'm going to take that red shade again and just kind of blend it more around the edges. I feel like it needs a little bit more like above the lid. Taking a flat brush, I'm going to go into this pink shade just to highlight the underneath of the brow bone. Taking a pencil brush and this light color we used earlier, I'm going to lightly run this on the entire lower lash line. And then I'm going to just take another fluffy brush and lightly blend that out. Before I do anything else, I'm going to take the ColourPop pencil liner in the shade HoneyDude and put it in my waterline. Taking the pencil brush in the red shade, I'm going to go ahead and put that on the inner half of the lower lash line. And then blend it out with that fluffy brush again. Taking a flat definer brush, I'm going to go into that brown right here and just put that on the very outer corners. And once again, blend it out. Now what I'm going to do is curl my lashes, and then I'm going to apply mascara. For mascara, I'm going to use the Loreal Voluminous Millions lashes on the top. Oops. I can fix that, assuming I don't start crying. That's one thing I don't like about this wand. As you can see, it's the plastic wand, and so the bristles are a little sharp. And they poke your eye and make you sad. This is the only drugstore mascara that I have, so I'm making it work. For the bottom lashes, I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Max Volume. I just think the way the brush is shaped, it makes it nice and easy to get all the little lashes on the bottom. So here's the finished eye look, and now we're going to finish the rest of the face. To finish the rest of the face, I'm going to go in with the Flower Beauty highlighting palette. This is my all-time favorite highlighter at the moment. Like this, all of them are beautiful. So to start, I'm going to mix these two colors together with the Real Techniques setting brush. I'm going to put that on the tops of the cheekbones, kind of going down onto the apple of the cheek. Go to make a fish face, putting a tiny bit down the nose, Cupid's bow, and those are the only places I put highlighter. But for the tops of the cheekbones, I'm going to go into the champagne shade. You just need a little bit because it is bright. I'm actually going to go into the Eco Tools detailer brush, and with that champagne shade, I'm going to put that on the inner corners of the eye to brighten up the inner corners more. And for the lips, I'm using a new lipstick called the Matte Lipstick by Coty. I just got it. It's in the shade 56. Yeah, it's just in the shade 56. There's no name or anything. So I'm going to take this color and just apply it. See, now the blush is almost gone. What can you do? To finish, I'm going to use the NYX Matte Setting Spray. I'm just going to spray that on my face. So here is the final look. I think it turned out great. I will have everything linked down below for you, so I hope you enjoyed being here, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you'd like to subscribe, please feel free, and thanks for watching. Bye!